Hey everyone, welcome to day 4. The lighting is a little bit dark, I know, but I really wanted to enjoy the fireplace where I'm staying for the last night that I'm here. I'm feeling like it's giving really strong Saturday Night Live vibes of Deep Thoughts with Sarah Kush. If you know, you know. Not staged at all, just totally organic. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit more about the inventory list, and then I'm going to give you a quick anxiety rescue technique at the end that hopefully you will never need to use. I have my inventory list here, so I can give you an example or two and a couple bullet points to try to keep myself on track if that's even possible. I am finding it's extremely difficult to keep what I want to talk to you about within 10 minutes, but I'm going to be respectful of your time and keep it within 10 minutes, which leads me to a very important thing when you're choosing something from your inventory list to start working on is please make sure that you set yourself up for success and you have realistic goals, okay? Realistic goals are extremely important, that we don't bite off more than we can chew. We take baby steps because baby steps are usually longer lasting, and at least there's some steps versus no steps, okay? So as far as what you're gonna choose, I would choose one thing to start with, or a couple small things if you don't have one really big one, okay? But one thing to start with, and if you're trying to figure out which one to choose, my suggestion is choose something that's gonna bring you peace, or happiness, or if there's something that's been going on in your life that you've been trying to change or rid yourself of, that's kind of dimmed your spirit or your light, I would say that's probably a good one to start with. And it might take a long time, and it's probably going to be challenging, and it might even be painful, but it's definitely going to be worth it if your gut is telling you that you needed to put it on this list. Okay, or something that will greatly impact your health, which obviously what I just spoke about impacts your health as well, but you get what I'm saying. So choose something bringing you peace, bringing you back to your higher self, or something that really impacts your health, okay? So after we make this choice and we choose this, one really important thing to look at is barriers, things that are going to get in the way of us either creating a new routine to a consistent habit or letting go of something that's not serving us anymore, like something like negative self-talk, which I'll talk about in a minute. So think of any barriers that might be in the way. If it is something like you're trying to implement drinking more water in your day, a barrier for you might be that you have a job where you don't have consistent access to a bathroom. So you're gonna have to start thinking of different tricks and tools and things to work around that, which I know can be challenging, but this is why we're doing this. We're making a plan. We're making a plan to start making some changes and get us to as close as we can to our happiest, best self, because we cannot properly, help and serve others unless we're filling up our cup. So things that we're doing is not selfish, and it's hard for a lot of us, especially if you are more of a caretaker type of personality or a people pleaser. It's hard for everybody, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So we want to look at barriers. So definitely think about any barriers that are going to get in the way, and somehow that you can work through those. And also, I always think it's a good idea to choose something or somebody that's going to motivate you. And that somebody could be yourself. I know oftentimes for me, when I've been in a really low place and doing it for myself just didn't feel like enough, and this is post having a child, Sarah, I would think of Lola or, something like that, something or somebody that is going to motivate you. And also keep bringing yourself back to that. This is one day at a time, okay? We're doing this today. It could be hour by hour. It could be minute by minute. There's going to be a wide range of things that you all have on your list. And some of you might be like, well, it's not that dramatic, like minute by minute. But there's some things on here that might be like minute by minute, especially if you're in any sort of like toxic situation. That can be like second by second having to work on it, okay? Okay, so barriers, think of somebody or something. We're doing baby steps. Another good tool is a buddy system. So if it's something like exercising or like I said, that water goal buddy system. And you can even kind of use it in a different way too, which I'm gonna bring up in a second. So for me, one of the top things on my list is negative self-talk. And I am so much better with that than I used to be, but I know it's something that I'm gonna have to continue to keep working on like indefinitely. And just a really quick example is the video that I put out last night. I was like, oh, I wanted to do this. It wasn't good enough. I looked dorky. The lighting wasn't good, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In my head, the old Sarah might have redone it like 1,700 times and or maybe not even posted it and then just figured something out. But the first thing I did when I started having that negative self-talk was I'm not gonna let my thoughts sabotage my pursuit of my passion, okay? And that's something for me personally. I'm just trying to give you ideas. I don't want that to sabotage the pursuit of my passion. So what I was gonna say is that kind of a different way that I use a buddy system is of course, you don't ever want to take advantage of your friends or just drop everything on them all the time. But if I'm really on the cliff with something and I'm in the hamster wheel in my head, I might reach out to somebody that I know is going to bring me back to reality, not feed into my ego. So the reality is that I'm doing what I'm doing for you. And for obviously this challenge is for me too. I'm not gonna lie, this is really helping me as well. But, this is my purpose, this type of stuff, like helping people, fitness, this type of thing. And the reality is you're not gonna remember what I looked like in the end. You're gonna remember the impact I had on you and the way that I made you feel. So I might choose to reach out to somebody that's gonna be like, look, dude, nobody cares what you look like. And they're just gonna remember the way that you made them feel. And you're doing great, you're doing awesome. Not somebody that's gonna be like, I'm sure you look great. I know that's something that is sometimes, nice to hear, but I will usually choose somebody if I'm really like in that hamster wheel that I know is going to just be straight up with me, just totally be straight up with me. So yeah, anyway, such a wide subject as I'm scrambling to figure out exactly where I want to go with this. So the most important thing when you're choosing something, like I said like 5 times already, is start to think about those barriers, okay? Have a plan, start setting yourself up for success. If it's exercise, take it 5 minutes a day, take it 10 minutes a day, lay your clothes out the night before. I'm telling you, this could be a 20-minute video in itself. I think you kind of get where I'm going with this. Did I have anything else on my list that I really, really, really wanted to tell you about this? Ask for help, please ask for help and support. That's always a really great tool. I'm very, very pro therapy. If it's something that is a little bit more complex and complicated, awesome. But we don't always have the resources for that. So tons of books, there's tons of stuff online. There are tons of courses and groups for support. If you ever need resources for anything like that, please reach out to me. I'm always a good resource to give you more resources. Okay, so I think I kind of hit, like I said, this is just a huge subject. There's so many different levels to this. But basically the point I wanted to get across to you today was to start by choosing one thing. Okay, just one thing to start working on. Setting yourself up for success, making sure that your goals are realistic, asking for help where it's appropriate if you need it, buddy system, make a plan, make a structure, all the things, and yeah, just starting to really be honest about those barriers. And those barriers could be people. It can be a lot of things that can be very hard and challenging and anxiety provoking, which is segueing me into the last little part of this. I'm gonna go just a little bit over 10 minutes, but I'm pretty proud of myself for keeping it this close. Okay, so this is gonna be a super, super quickie. I have tons of little tools for anxiety, but this is one that it might be a little bit silly, but I use. So if I'm in a situation where I kind of need to bring myself back to a safe place really quickly, I will take a really nice deep inhale, really nice deep, whatever, deep inhale, in and then forceful out for 3 times, okay? This isn't like some standard technique. I'm just giving you something that works for me. I've fused and melded a few different techniques together. We're gonna do it together in a second, but I'm gonna tell you. So I do a deep breath and then a big, strong exhale, kind of rub my hands together, just get some heat going on, and then I rub my ears, which is a really, really, really good one. Woo. I give myself a hug and I rub my arms. I do a little bit of tapping. We're gonna do this together in a second, right? We're gonna do all this together. And then I place my hand on my heart and I take it to a really nice, slow, steady breathing in, pausing, and then exhaling. No specific number counting on that. I just take some nice deep inhales. I pause for a moment and then some slow exhales, and I bring myself back to a different state and a different frame of mind. So let's try it together really quickly. We're gonna inhale, exhale. There's 3, and then we're gonna, like we're washing our hands, we're gonna rub our hands together. Get some sensation going on there. And then we're gonna rub our arms just a little bit. We're gonna give ourselves a hug and rub our shoulders. We're gonna rub our ears. Slow it down, rubbing those ears. And then you're gonna give yourself a few taps, 2 fingers on your forehead, on the sides of your temples, on your face, under those eyes. And then you're gonna take your hands on your chest and you're gonna slow your breathing down. Nice slow inhale. And you're gonna pause. And you're gonna go slower on the exhale. And then you're gonna pause. And then as you're doing that, you're gonna say in your head, you can do hard things. You've been here before, you know what this is, unless it's your first time. You'll say, you can do hard things. You're safe. You're safe. And if you really need help, you always have somebody that you can turn to. Okay? So maybe that wasn't necessarily you were exactly doing it with me, but it's really simple. 3 deep breaths, big exhales, then start giving yourself, oh my gosh, this is real life. The baby monitor went off. Then start giving yourself some tactile sensation, some feelings. Bring yourself back into your body. Rubbing, tapping, breathing, and then reassurance. Reassuring yourself that it's all good. It's all good, baby. Okay? All right, this is a little too long, but I'm trying so hard. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being patient with me in my pursuit of time management. All right, bye.